Hi everyone, this is Trevor Anton, and this is my final project for Com 200. And today I'm going to be talking about a theory that I learned in class. I just finished up my sophomore year, so I hope you enjoy. So the theory that I'm going to be talking about today is social judgment theory. I'll explain every single part of it in detail, talk about something I learned in class, and then apply it to real life. Alright, so a definition of social judgment theory. So basically, the main idea is that people already have preset ideas and beliefs, and that there are targets of persuasion when you're trying to persuade somebody to do something new. Let's say they already have a position and you want to change that. So the first position on this scale is going to be your anchor position. That's going to be the core belief that somebody has when you're trying to persuade them to do something new. Alright, so the next position is going to be the latitude of acceptance. This is something somebody would believe to be acceptable when you're trying to persuade them to do something new. They'd be fine with it, and there wouldn't really be any issue. The next position is the latitude of non-commitment. This is very neutral. They don't agree with it, but they also won't disagree with it. There is some wiggle room. It's sort of a gray area. And finally, the last latitude is going to be the latitude of rejection, and this is as simple as it sounds. You basically have no chance in persuading somebody to do something in this latitude. There is also something called ego involvement, and this can expand somebody's latitude of rejection due to having a big ego. So it's their opinion, and there will be a narrow latitude of acceptance with a wide latitude of rejection. So they'll be less likely to accept something and way more likely to reject something if they are highly ego involved. Alright, so the example from class that we learned about was trying to get somebody to commit to having a vegan diet. Alright, so the anchor position for this person is that they are going to love eating meat, can't go without it, so you're going to try and persuade them to stray away. So let's just say that the furthest this person would commit to is having a pescatarian diet. That would be their latitude of acceptance. You don't want to push them too far, or else it will push them even further away from what you're trying to persuade them of. So say this person was highly ego involved and they really enjoyed eating meat and it was a part of their everyday life. It would definitely shrink their latitude of acceptance to maybe be something like eating meat every day except for Sunday, let's say religious beliefs. And their latitude of non-commitment would only expand to something, maybe eating meat only 4 or 5 days a week, as that would be neutral to them. So an example from real life that I decided to cover was, say you wanted to convince your friend to watch hockey, since I'm not going to say it's a niche sport, but not as many people watch it as, let's say, football, basketball, or baseball. I actually deal with this with my friends personally, so let's just say hypothetically I have a friend. His anchor position is that he is a diehard Laker and basketball fan, and I want to convince him to watch hockey without pushing him too far. An acceptable latitude of acceptance that I would try to go for is, hey, you should definitely watch the NHL playoffs. They're really exciting, and maybe he'd be open to watching that because he is a big sports fan and not really ego involved. A latitude of non-commitment would be, hey, you should definitely watch the second half of the season. It's really exciting. Teams are making playoff pushes, and that would be kind of neutral to him, and he would make up his mind from there. And a thing that would fall under his latitude of rejection is me forcing him to watch the entire NHL season, as that would push him away from his anchor. It wouldn't allow him to follow the Lakers as extensively, and it would definitely stray him away from what I'm trying to ask. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed my explanation of social judgment theory. I'm really happy to have learned this. It's a really important skill, and I hope you have a great summer, And yeah, and a great rest of your year.